Assalamu alaikum, guys. We started with praying Fajr, Masjid Nawawi. Beautiful, beautiful recitation, mashallah. After Fajr, we came back to the hotel. Right now, mashallah, we're here with a great Umrah group, young Umrah group from all over the world that came. I spent some time with them and reminded me of my early days. You know, these brothers mostly in their early 20s to mid 20s. Mashallah, we spent some good time with them. Main takeaway, man, great questions. You know, you can actually measure. I'm in the business of sizing up people, like sizing people up, and you can size up a crowd based on the questions they ask. These were some solid questions they asked, genuine questions. And basically, from the questions I could tell, they're in the trenches and they're trying to figure out how to get out of the trenches, right? Because sometimes you're not in the trenches, you just pretend like you make a situation and you ask, you can tell. But these guys are actually practically doing things, getting stuck. They want to be unstuck. So ask some great questions. I actually loved answering and spending time. Alhamdulillah. Hopefully they benefited. Alhamdulillah.
Allah has made something for you that you need to do to serve this deen. Maybe tech is not for you. Maybe business is not for you. Maybe not. But you know what? You could be a great father. You could be a great father that raises what? His children well, right? Also, mashallah, tabarakallah, your brother Fawaz doing some phenomenal work. Like, I remember when I started practicing, I would read all of these books by this kuffar on self-development, personal development. And we spoke about, right? There'd be some shirky stuff in there. But it's like some stuff they say, it's like, bro, it's so in line with Islam. Allah Barik doing his own research with his team, building systems to help Muslims perform at an optimal level. But this is phenomenal, Allah Barik. But brother Sam's team blew my mind, to be honest. Like, real estate without riba, that's crazy. The brother's got over $100 million USD invested from Muslim money in real estate. Now doing real estate project. One of the reasons we're actually here is we're looking at some real estate opportunities here in Madinah. Was that even possible? Could we even dream of something like that 2 months ago? That stuff didn't even come to my mind. The things are happening now. And it's being led by Muslims who actually care about this deen. Put the deen, inshallah, we hope, first and foremost before anything else. Do you know what I'm saying? So you guys have role models. See, when we were on the come up, we didn't have these role models, brothers. We'd go to the masjid, there'd be no shabab. Just be uncles and aunties. So my point is that, wallahi man, you guys have an opportunity to stand on the shoulders of the brothers that had to do the dirt before you, man. That had to do the dirt. I met a 22-year-old brother the other day, right? We met a 22-year-old brother from Ghana. It's half Ghanaian, half Egyptian, Allah Barik. This brother's got a fintech company, right? He's got a fintech company. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that. He's also got a farm in Ghana. By the way, this is not like he's inherited from his dad. He built this himself, Allah Barik. He's got real estate and he's got a company where they convert plastic back into crude oil. He makes $400,000 a week. Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi. He makes $400,000 a week. I sat with him. I said, "Why are you doing what you're doing, bro? Like, I just want to know, like, what's your plan? Like, what are you doing?" He said, "I want to build an empire for the Muslims." Because when you look at him, bro, he doesn't have no Louis Vuitton or Gucci on him, but he looks like he got his clothes from Primark. Well, like, he doesn't have any of that. He doesn't have that stuff. I'm like, bro, like, what do you want to do? He said, "I want to build an empire." So I was like, what do you mean? Like a economic empire? He looked at me and said, "No, I want an empire." I said, "Hey, 1 second, I'm looking, seeing as the camera. I'm like, what do you mean?" He said, "I want to build an empire." I said, "You know what? This is getting hot now." I just said, "Okay, mashallah." I took from that his aspiration. I was like, wow, crazy, Allah Barik. And he's doing it, man. He's doing it, bro. 22, the guy's got a fintech company. Like, fintech, bro. I only learned what that was last year. So, brothers, what I wanted to say, man, is take something away, inshallah. And I would love, if you guys have any questions, man, to throw them at Brother Sam. So every day you're going to get a chance to speak to someone like this, mashallah, an 8-figure entrepreneur who's trying to do his thing for the Muslims and whatnot, Allah Barik. And also, Brother Fawaz, phenomenal, man. I don't know if you know much about Fawaz, but Allah Barik, this guy inspiration to me, man. When I was his age, not that we're mentioning what his age is. Brothers, wallahi, man, I was confused. I didn't know which direction to go. But this brother, Allah Barik, already, man, set to change the world as far as I'm concerned, man. These brothers are changing the world. So I would love for you guys, man, over the next maybe even like 5-10 minutes, throw your questions at them. and ask how did they do what they did. Ask the right question. Half of knowledge is a question. Don't ask dumb questions. If you've got someone like Fawaz that's with you on the trip, you could be asking really profound questions to unlock insights that could help collapse 10 years for you, so you can make progress. So with that said, the floor is yours. Jazakallah khair.
Brothers, barakallah fiqh, Sheikh. May Allah bless and preserve you.
Fiqh barakallah.
Ask both of them. We're going to be here for a long time, inshallah. So prioritize Sheikh and Sam, inshallah.
Advise somebody to constantly do 6 figures and not go below that.
Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum, brothers. Very nice seeing you, man. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Most of you look like you're in your early 20s, mashallah. At that age, subhanAllah, I was completely lost man. Completely lost man. So yes, in terms of your question, brother, I think one of the most important skill, if you ask me, what skills do I have? It's literally 2. Nothing else. Number 1 is being active when somebody's talking to you, being present, listening to them, actively listening to them, making them feel heard. It goes a long way. It might sound a little bit cliche, but talking about structuring deals, negotiations, everything. Every time I walk into a meeting and I want something from the other party, 55 minutes they're talking. I just talked the last 5 minutes. And in that 55 minutes, they feel heard. They feel special because I genuinely listen to them. And even if I meet them a year later, 2 years later, 5 years later, I know exactly what they said. I know exactly the goals they're pursuing, and I can exactly follow up with them in every milestone because I'm listening to them, paying attention. And second skill is communication. And these 2 are so much under our control. Does not matter who the president is. Does not matter how many times our hearts got broken. Does not matter what happened. These 2 skills we always have control over. And with these 2 skills, we can go from 0 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 and beyond. And not to take any, because he's the topic right now, so not to take him as a role model like Donald Trump. One of the biggest skills he has is actually these 2. Okay? He might sound like he's not listening to you, he's not paying attention, just because he has been in the game he's a dinosaur, he's been in the game for 80 years, So he can listen to you for a minute, he knows what the story is. But communicator, at 80 years old, Sheikh, he's giving speeches for 2-3 hours without looking at anything. This is what I follow. I don't care what because we all know what they want. Does not matter which side of the aisle they are from. We all know what they want, but we can take some lessons. And another thing, conserving energy and time for things that matter only. For only things that matter. Because, subhanAllah, we spend so much energy and time on he says, she says, like things that don't matter. Just mindlessly scrolling even. That takes a lot of our mental energy. So if you are obsessive about conserving your energy and time, and master saying no to things that does not take you closer to your goal, inshallah, brother, 6 figures, you're going to make multiples of them every month, every quarter. And other things will follow. Because if you're not a person who's good in technology, you can hire that person if you're a good communicator, if you can cast the vision, if they can believe in you. The people that I hired in the early days were overqualified than me. But the only reason they worked with us is because they saw the vision. And I was able to, alhamdulillah, cast the vision. So being actively listening, being active, being present, increase your communication skills, read books, listen to debates, listen to interviews, listen to Brother Fawaz talking, listen to Brother Imran talking. Like, mashallah, I'm sure you guys were tired, probably did not have sleep, but I saw none of you guys were yawning when he was speaking. So that's the power, right? That's the power. Because you're like, whoa, what's coming next? What's coming next? It came with years, over a decade, so you have to practice, right? So alhamdulillah, I think that's the biggest skill you can in your age right now, you can get, inshallah, to get to 6 figures and beyond.
when you're on like a business or something,
Yes.
how do you manage the emotional roller coaster?
Yes. SubhanAllah. Very, very profound question. So you have to always, and Brother Imran can maybe expand on that, you have to always have your non-negotiables, your daily non-negotiables in life. No matter what, you have to do them. And by doing that, you master controlling your emotion. For example, praying Fajr and Isha in the masjid, for me, is a non-negotiable. I try my best for the others to pray with the actual Jama'ah in the masjid. But if it's not, mashallah, I'm in Dubai right now. Anytime you walk in the masjid, you're actually praying in Jama'ah. It does not matter what time you walk in. There'll be another person wanting to pray with you, right? But Fajr and Isha, I actually pray with the actual Jama'ah behind the Imam. That's my non-negotiable. Working out, lifting weights 4 times a week, and 7 days moving, cardio, doing something. Non-negotiable. Eating wise, you cannot make me eat a cookie, no matter how much you try.
I tried.
So
Many brothers tried for the last 24 hours, not working.
yes. So you have to have control over these core things, your core non-negotiable. So what happens is, brothers, with that, you do it for a day, you do it for a week, you do it for a month, it compounds. Then no matter how much of an emotional attack you get, it could be internal, like produced by you, or it could be external that was not in your control at all. You'll just learn how to cope with it. For example, do you guys know the longest standing company? Like, I don't know if it's still in existence. Maybe somebody else bought it. It's a different name now. But for longest running company, like longest running, do you guys know which one it is? It's a Japanese company. And it ran for 1400 years straight under same name and under like the same vision and same everything. I think recently they got bought out with a bigger company. 1400 years. It was established in 578 AD.
Wow.
And you know, when they were asked like the leadership and their history, like 1400 years, one company, like you don't hear that, right? What's the biggest reason that you guys lasted so long? And you know what they said? We never got drunk. That was the answers. And this is not only the drunk that we understand, which is the core answer, like, but the actual meaning behind it, the deeper meaning behind it is, don't celebrate too early. Don't celebrate for too long. Don't always be surrounded by people. Wow, you're the great. You're the greatest. You're the greatest. You're the best. You're killing it. So you get comfortable. You get drunk in your own success. You feel like you have made it. You could be the biggest fish, but in that small pond. So you have to get out of that pond, jump into the river, the lake, the ocean, and you're nothing. We're all nothing. Or the examples, even within our ummah, Brother Imran mentioned, what are we doing compared to that? And outside of our ummah, there's so much more being done. So much more being done. So we have to not get drunk with our own success. But to summarize your answer, brother, there is only few things that matter and you can control too. Most things that matter, you don't have control over, a lot of things. So there's no reason to cry over those. Just focus on what matters and you can control, which is praying, moving your body, taking care of yourself, taking care of your family, and you build that mental resilience over time, inshallah. Everything, brother, you got to have your non-negotiable. You got to have your non-negotiable. For me, at one point, it was just door knocking 100 doors a day. And in Michigan, when it gets winter, it's brutal, man. In summer, you can do like 400, 500 doors. But winter time is like 10 degrees, 12 degrees Fahrenheit. What is it in Celsius? Like minus 20 degrees or something, right? So it's cold, it's brutal, man. But it's non-negotiable. That's it. You have to do it. So same thing with work. What's your non-negotiable? And the better term for it is KPIs, right? Key performance indicators. So these are your non-negotiables. You got to hit them no matter what. Even if it means just going through the motion. And honestly, it's not the best example, but Salah helps you do that because we're not always at our highest state of Iman, but still Allah has commanded. It's not like when you feel like praying, go and pray. If that would be the case, most of us would be missing prayers for days and weeks, right? But you have to go through the motion regardless. And going through the motion regardless is a principle that's so important because that trickles down into your work. So making those calls regardless of how I feel. And I'll start feeling better once they start cursing me in the morning, You automatically feel better. Yeah, next one, more curse. And then finally the sale will come. Inshallah.
What are 3 habits you develop before seeing success?
3 habits that I developed. Man, it's different stages you evolve. But 2 things that has remained consistent on top of what I've already mentioned is waking up way before Fajr. And when I was not married, my parents used to find me crazy. And my father said, so what do you do at 3 a.m.? Literally, his genuine question. So what do you do waking up at 3 a.m.? Well, what you can do is master new skills. Literally master new skills. You can become a better communicator. You can become a better leader. Right now, 2025, for me I try to make every year a year of something. 2025 for me is the year of leadership. Because Because just looking back 3 months, alhamdulillah, we have an agency that has over 300 agents, and our escrow companies, with everything, we have like 350, 60 people that report, right? But still, when I look back just 3 months ago, Sam Amin, I'm like, this is a horrible leader, man. Who's this guy, right? Seriously, like alhamdulillah, because I'm actively learning leadership now, right? So alhamdulillah, just like my levels are increasing. I'm competing with myself. I look back last quarter, I was like, whoa, that was a horrible decision making. Should have been done this way. This should have been approached this way. This should have been done that way. So there has to be a year of something. So one habit is wake up way earlier than Fajr. And one of the things you can do when you wake up is that. Second is cold showers. Cold showers are like, because that puts you in an uncomfortable position every single day. And that's how, and going back to the brother's question as well, cold shower is such a phenomenal thing, man. Because literally you're putting your body to uncomfortable position. Sheikh, you're waiting for me 2 minutes and they come up because I had to take the cold shower. This is just like, because, we woke up because I slept around 3 a.m. So by the time Sheikh called me, the Iqama was coming off. I had to take my cold shower. Like, boom, then that's it. I'm up now and I'll be up, inshallah, for the whole day. So you have to you have to find uncomfortable positions and put yourself in uncomfortable positions. And third is being in these environments, guys. This is one habit I wish I did more of. And why I wish? Because there was not many environments like that in Detroit. This is why, mashallah, like I'm super pleasantly surprised you guys being here, because where I'm from, and when I was 21, 22 years old, nothing like it existed. I had online YouTube big brothers, like Brother Imran and the crew, mashallah. This is all I was looking at, like, man, I wish I was in London, But alhamdulillah, you guys are now, it's a global village. You're coming from different parts of the world, mashallah. So keep at it, guys, mashallah.
On your journey to multiple six figures, what would you say are like the biggest roadblocks that stop entrepreneurs getting there? Like if you're already at multi-six, what's like the roadblocks or the pitfalls?
Yes, honestly, brother, if you are doing everything that we just mentioned, right? 0 to 6 is hard. But literally 6 to mid 6, upper 6, it was like, for me. Do not even have a time to like sit down and think, where am I? How much money do I have in the bank account? Like even like reaching 7 figures, like 6 to 7. If you keep all the habits that we just mentioned, keep doing what you're doing, keep improving every day. It's the 0.1% rule. It's not even 1%. Keep improving every day, 0.1%. And I asked a gentleman, what's the job of a CEO? And I know Brother Imran also asked other people, and everybody gives different answers, and some answers to like, whoa, this is it, man. So he said, there are 4 quadrants. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. The top 2 will give you exponential growth. And the bottom 2 is necessary, but it's not going to give you exponential growth. So your job as a CEO is to focus on top 2 and making sure you're continuously building a team that operates on the bottom 2 quadrant. So what are the top 2? Is basically developing new leaders. That's number 1. You have to continuously develop other leaders. Okay. And this will force you to perform at a wavelength that you never thought when you're continuously developing other leaders. Let's say, for example, you're running an agency. How do you develop other leaders? And one guy you're seeing is doing great as a sales guy. Now you have to bet on this guy and just say, man, I'm betting on you. You're the horse. This is it. You're going to carry this flag. You're going to carry this brand, and just bet on him, develop him as a leader. See what are his shortcomings. If he's not working out, if he has a protruding belly, push him to the gym. If he's not reading books, if he does not know how to sit at a gathering, like teach him everything, develop leaders. And the second of the quadrant is coming up with innovative campaigns. And this is our brother Imran is like, mashallah, the genius, mashallah, the things he comes up with online. And even when I was spending the day yesterday, it's like always something. And you're like, whoa, So this is the job of a CEO. And the bottom 2 is operations and biz dev. These are absolutely necessary, but this won't give you exponential growth, right? So challenges, I think 0 to 6 figures, I would say for me was the hardest, man, because I did not have any connections, nothing. Complete stranger city. Nobody knows me. Minus 60,000 in personal debt. The day I got married, literally my bank account was minus 35 because it's like overdraft fee, because I swiped more than I had. So this is the day I got married. So for me, 0 to 6 was super hard. But after that, because the compound effect comes in, right? You keep doing what you're doing and it compounds and you're good. But there's to every new level, new levels, new devils. 7-figure plus, there's so many new devils. This is where personally people are trying to bring you down. and you still have to be diplomatic with them and not show them your teeth like a wolf, but still take them down. There's so many other things that happen, but those are for a different day, inshallah. No problem, brother. Go ahead.
So I have a problem, right?
Yes.
And my problem is I spend money stupidly, yeah? And I can blow like £1,200 in a day, but then I can survive off £20 within a week.
Yeah.
In terms of savings, what's the best advice?
Don't keep money in your account. Transfer it to your sister's account. So you have to find someone, because I cannot relate to their problem because I never had that problem. I still don't have a Rolex. I still don't have nothing, no possessions. Those things just don't turn me on, for the lack of a better word, But there are some people like that, brother. He works so hard, man. Like one of the best agents in our company. You ask him, bro, this is a good investment opportunity. You should invest for you and your family, He doesn't have 25K to put together. Like, I know you make like 300, 350K every year. But literally, when you ask him, like, you should invest in this project, you should do this 25K, he's like, he doesn't have money. But makes 300K plus. It's just a discipline, brother. And everything else that I mentioned, if you do them, inshallah, like praying, working out, saying no to cookies, saying no to all temptations, the smallest ones. Because the smallest vices, you feel like, but it develops that habit of saying yes to everything. And sometimes it's just peer pressure. Sometimes like, oh, he's going to the shopping mall. Let me just walk with him. Oh, I like it. Like impulse control. That's the word I'm looking for. To develop impulse control, you have to start saying no to the smallest things that's not going to get you closer to your goal.
Yeah.
And ultimately, a practical solution would be, brother, find someone trusted in your family, literally park the money with them. Literally park the money and tell them, even if I ask for it, don't give it to me. And make conditions, write up a contract. If when I ask, I meet these 5 conditions, only then give it to me. And make it like, oh, there's a medical bill and I have the proof, like I have to pay the medical bill. My car broke, I have the invoice from the mechanic shop, like, hey, I need the money to pay. Like those kind of things, make conditions. Wallahi, brother, you do it for 6 months, you'll have so much money saved up because you actually can live on $25, you said. So it's just great. It's just your impulse control. So just move it away. And it could happen for some people, it's women. For me, it was women. So I had to find myself, put myself, and isolate myself to the point you don't see nothing. Not even a sister with abaya. You see nothing, because you know your own weaknesses. So if it's for your impulse control, you don't have it over money, just move it away from you.
Jazakallah, thank you.
Wait.
If I could just add on to that, because I actually had that issue for a long time. Books and shoes. Like when I was in the UK, I think I spent about £30,000 on books in just a couple of years, and shoes, unfortunately. But like what really helped me was putting money into Bitcoin. And I'll tell you why it helped me. Is because when that money's just sitting there, you're not doing anything with it, the temptation kicks in because it's just there, it's looking at you. At the same time, like I'm saving it, nothing's really happening. But when you say, oh, let me put it into an investment opportunity where I have to keep injecting that money into that opportunity in order to see returns, then you will just be consistent with that behavior. Because you're like, look, I've been putting money into this for 6 months to a year. I might as well just carry on going, right? Especially when you can see the returns, even if they're incremental, they're slight, they're small. And that, because just pure saving, it just didn't work for me. Just putting money in a bank account or putting it somewhere, even in cash, it was just sitting there. But putting it towards something where I'm like, I'm working towards something. And actually, an opportunity, for example, I know I'm not promoting Bitcoin or anything like that, but something which has a big upside, right? It's got big possibilities over the next 4 years, 8 years, 12 years, because it goes in 4-year cycles. You think, you know what? In order for me to really see great results from this, I need to be consistent in putting money here for like 4 years, for 8 years. And that way, you'll keep taking that slice out and putting it away. So definitely, work, have an objective with the money. And number 2, as you mentioned, make it inaccessible to you. Bitcoin does that because it's not easy to just pull it out, right?
Yeah.
And number 3, read this book called Profit First. Profit First, a very, very good book. That book blew my mind, man. And every page you're gonna feel like the author speaking to you. You have a business?
I do, yeah.
You don't have savings?
A little bit, yeah.
So you know when you're in a position where you spent $1,000 in a day and you've got 25 left.
Yeah.
You're actually broke, and you deserve zakat. Which no, it's true. As in, and I'm saying I've been there. Being an entrepreneur who's made millions, but it's like, bro, I could actually take zakat fund in certain points in my life because I've got nothing at that time. Do you understand? And, in Surah Al-Kahf, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the people who've got the boat, how does Allah describe them? Masakin. They've got a ship. Is the ship cheap? It's not cheap. They have this massive asset, but they're broke. And the masakin can take zakat. So that was a very profound moment for me, because in the book he talks about poor entrepreneurs. And I was like, wow. Because he was talking to me at that time. So that book is very profound, very powerful, man. Remember, the whole point of business is to make profit, right? And then when you make that profit, you want to make it grow. So then spending it is not smart. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Barakallah feek.
Just to add on that small point, actually happened to me. We actually had this conversation before. Especially when you start business and you have nothing and ultimately you quickly make money, right? It leads to this effect where I can keep making this money, so it's no problem if I spend it, right? You kind of feel like you have an infinite money glitch, so it doesn't matter how much I spent. And I actually used to use it. I spoke to Stead Manan about this. I used to use it as a tactic, right? Because if I can empty my bank account, I know what kind of feeling is going to come next, right? So I'm going to start hustling. I'm going to go back into that like hunger mode again, right? That I don't have naturally when I have money. Something that really helped me is like, as soon as a big influx of money comes in, I'm making like a big, healthy investment purchase. It's actually what led me to investing in Morocco in the first place. I was quite young at the time. Legally, I couldn't even buy property because I was that young, right? But, you know, I flew over to Morocco. I had one of my guys there and I just said like, look, just buy it. I just want to buy it outright, right? That has, alhamdulillah, for the last like 4 or 5 years been generating me money as well. And if I want to sell it again, the like sort of value of the property is increased. So for me, it's the same qaida, because I can't just have money sitting there as well, man. And, you know, Muhammad is the better half of me, right? He's the one who deals with all the managing, because I'm not good at it either, right? So just buy something that is like worth it. But don't be scared of like, you know, I don't know if you've read that, you know, you did recommend me the book, this Kafir, the CEO and Diary of a CEO.
Diary of a CEO.
Yeah. He actually mentioned something in the book, right, about these kind of purchases that he made in the business, but it looked like they made no sense, but they were some of the biggest reasons for the company's growth. It was like a blue slide or something, right? I still believe in that. And me and Mohammed have arguments of this all the time, right? Because I like the blue slides. I like the things that you can't necessarily prove they generate you more money, but they do. So sometimes as well, find blue slides is what I've noticed as well.
Now, you know the biggest proof for the blue slides is the supercar road trip. That's our blue slide. You know what I'm saying? Like Ferraris, Lamborghinis, brother, I don't even have a license. No, I'm not being serious. I don't even have a license. But we got a supercar road trip. And the only reason we do that is because it's a blue slide, right? It just brings attention. In and within itself, maybe it's a depreciating asset, the car, but it brings the attention of the type of people that you want, right?
There's one girl here that I want to marry her. I've met her. She's telling me to chat to her dad, and that is getting serious, isn't it? But I don't think I'm ready for that yet. What do you think I should do?
You're not ready for that.
I don't think so.
So
I don't know.
So don't talk to her.
Do you reckon? But where she goes, then
Ban her.
so I don't know what, bro.
But what's it? So you love the girl.
I think so.
So go to the dad. Make it halal.
That's the thing that I don't think I'm ready for marriage yet. The marriage is intense.
No, Islam's got no problem with you loving a girl. You have to do it in marriage.
Say that again.
Islam has no problem. Allah's got no problem with you loving a girl. You have to marry her though. Can't have your cake and eat it too, right? And money, I've got to pay tax, for example, right? Unless you come move to Dubai, right? If I've got a company, I need to pay my employees. Remember, there's no 100%. There's friction in everything. There's a trade-off. You want to marry the girl? There's got to be a commitment. Otherwise, it's haram. Man.
But what do you mean you think you're not ready? In fact, ready.
Like obviously, like with marriage, yeah, you've got to like provide for her. Obviously, all of that things, and like I'll say I'm not ready. I still want to achieve my dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like, still got things to go, things I want to do. But obviously, women take a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? So,
If she's the right girl, brother, you'll achieve it faster with her.
Yeah.
You'll achieve it way faster with
If
her.
she's the right girl, on the line.
Yes. That's what brother Imran can advise, inshallah.
I know you can advise.
No. Okay. privately, you're better at advising on the marriage. But if you know that's the right girl, get married, man. You're gonna just get to your goal way faster. Less distractions. How much can she eat? You know, how much? You know. So whatever you're eating, just share a little bit. It's not the expense does not increase. Just like it does not even increase. If she's the right girl, you'll see end of the month the expense is not increased. And then if you again cast the vision, you're going somewhere. She's gonna be with you.
What are you doing right now in life?
But as a for work,
Yeah.
I work in construction. I work for the cranes.
I'm not ready. Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I want to start some side hustles that will generate more money. So everyone dreams to be a millionaire, but it's not easy, innit? You know what I'm saying?
Don't think of millions right now. Just think about doubling your income.
Yep.
You know, when you say to yourself, let's just say you're making 50K a year, millionaire, that's too complicated.
Yeah. Growing doubles.
Yeah, it's too complicated.
You should actually set like small goals
100%.
and then achieve them goals.
I know. I'm saying doubling your income is not a small goal, but it's a very optimistic goal. It's achievable. Now, let me ask you a question right now. If you don't mind, how much you make a year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or last year, I probably made like 40, 50K.
Okay.
And I did job. But
A monthly, how much you make?
monthly,
Yeah.
probably like 4K.
By the way, you can afford a wife, so you know.
Yeah, 100%.
It's all mad, man. I still got, like, I want to be a professional boxer as well, innit? So there's a lot of time.
So let me ask a question. So you make 4K a month right now, right?
Yeah.
If I asked you, none of that will be on the footage or anything like that, right? If I asked you right now, how'd you double that? Brainstorm with me. How'd you double
How would I
a month? How'd you make twice that a month?
What, twice the money I'm making right now?
Yeah.
Depends how I'm going to do
Brainstorm.
that. There's a lot of things that we can do to
Go on, dash
double
me
your
one
money.
thing.
For example, I can start like a business and
Give me something practical. Give me something you're like, you know what? I can actually start doing this as soon as I land back in London, and it will be towards doubling my income every month.
if I'm honest, I don't think I'll be able to brainstorm you that right now.
No. Okay, you know what? Let's use the room then. Go on.
I would always reflect back into the dean.
Just help him. Like,
Yeah.
what could he do?
So first, I'll reflect back into the dean. I'll say, what could better my dean? Because if you strengthen your iman, then Allah will obviously strengthen your success as well. So I would invest in like Quran lessons.
Mhm.
I
100% get you, and that's the foundation. Just to make it super, super like practical to the point, because I want him to believe how possible this is, and I want everyone else to see how possible it is. How would you double your income monetarily? Like, what financial decisions would you make?
I was talking to him earlier. He told me he had like some Amazon. He already knows like how to work the Amazon FBA business. So he has friends in the industry. So I'll just tell him to go full in on that.
My guy makes 330,000 a month off Amazon e-com.
Yep. Jamal, right?
Jamal, yeah. I'm on that.
I started the Amazon business last year, but the consistency, keeping the consistency and
As you weren't consistent with.
yeah, last year I wasn't consistent.
Did you make money from?
Yeah.
So that's a you problem, but you can make money from that. So if you just took out time to work on your Amazon alongside your construction, you could probably double your money. Yes or no?
Yeah.
How many hours a day did you put on it?
Well, on Amazon,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say like, if I'll probably go home, I'll probably have products at home, I'll list it, label my products.
If you did like 1-2 hours a day, every day for the next.
But there was also problems I was having with the business. Like right now, I have a problem with it right now that kind of put me off going forward with it.
Well, what's the problem?
I shipped products to Amazon and they lost it. And it was just like,
How many times did you lose it?
it lost like a couple of products. I was got put off of it. Like, but
That's business, but that's a problem. You have to solve that. That's a logistics issue, right? That's not even. That happens. Like, you know, even like if you go to a factory and you want to get clothes made, you know, it's standard that a certain percentage of what you make will be corrupted. Like, you know, there's going to be products that are going to get lost. There's going to be things that happen. Should not put your business, my boy. It's part of life. Like the fundamental. And you know how he described what a CEO does. Another thing that a CEO does is just solve problems.
Mm-hmm.
Like all day, every day, but it's a problem. I have to fix it. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's a small fix, right? Just to make sure that the product doesn't get lost.
yeah, but how are you going to do that when you ship it to them? It's in their hands now. If they lose it, that's not you, innit? That's out of your
Find a
control.
logistics company. Find a third-party logistics company. Right? They'll handle all of your shipping for you. You know about 3PLs? 3PLs, third-party logistics company. They work with Amazon and e-com businesses. They take your inventory and they do all the shipping for you. So yeah, they take a small percentage. I'm saying there's solutions you don't even know that exist. what I'm saying? But you have to be resilient in doing it. I just wanted to just demonstrate. You could do so many things. Actually, you could put together money and put it towards shares in a holiday home that someone lists on Airbnb. You know what I'm saying? You could put the money in Bitcoin. You could put it here. You could do it there. That would be income easy.
Could you possibly get a second job?
Yeah, I could put out, yeah.
Yeah, increase hours.
Yeah, but that's the thing that I want to fit in time for my boxing as well and my work and Amazon. You see what I'm saying? Time management is quite tight for me right now. And I'm at the age right now, I have to be very smart decisions I'm making, innit? That's what I'm saying. With a girl as well, also having them kind of problems is going to be too much.
My thing is, you have to make a decision that you can't have your cake and eat it. If you want the girl in your life, you got to marry her. If not, you got to leave her. That's it. I'm going to just be real with you. A woman shouldn't have that type of control in your heart anyway. Number two, I think, bro, you just got you have to make a decision because a man, bro, and run with it. It's like, I feel like you actually got options. You actually got options that maybe even half the brothers here would die for, like 4K a month alarm bag, Amazon business, and a girl. I just pick something like.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is you can't pick something. I want to pick something and then go all in on that.
All right, let me ask you, what's the biggest priority right now?
Right now, I didn't even know that.
That's your problem. You don't know what the priority is today. The reason why, there's no such thing as time management. Like, you can't manage something that's not in your control. Man can't manage time. You can only manage priorities. Do you know what I'm saying? So is making the money the biggest priority? Is marrying this girl the biggest priority? What's the bigger priority between the two?
Honestly, making the money.
Then she has to go. She's secondary. Do you know what I'm saying? She's getting in the way. She's taking up mental space right now. Well, you can say to us, listen, I'm gonna park you on the shelf. I'm gonna come back to you in a year or two. Just focus, Ak. Join Fawaz's thing. You need his thing. Have you done it? Yeah. What we're talking about here is literally what he does.
After your first breakthrough, like getting the 6 figures, what got you to 7 figures or the problems that you had on the way? The biggest problem.
Chef.
Now you fix it.
Please, tafadhal.
Chef, sorry, the question, 6 to 7 figures? Like Islam.
6 figures, what got you to 7 figures, and what were the biggest problems you faced, and how did you fix it?
Yes, so in my business, 6 to 7 figures, you have to do the ascension. And I'm pretty sure it's the same in any other businesses. So I started as a realtor, as an agent. You're from Virginia, right? So America, so you'd understand the game, bro. So I started as a realtor, made my 6 figures being a realtor. 6 figures to, I think I made up to 250K as a realtor a year, okay? Because I'm from a small Detroit market. I'm not from a luxury market. From that point onwards, if I had to go to 500 to 700K, I had to climb the first step of the ascension ladder, which is I had to become a broker and hire other agents. So make a cut from their sales and also do my sales, okay? So that got me to 600 to 700K. Then you have to do the full ascension. So in my field, as an agent, broker, then I was mainly working with investors, okay? So I opened up a property management company, basically serving my clients to the fullest, everything that they need, the full vertical, right? So property management, then construction management. Then I'm working with all these investors, all these years of experience. I started raising capital to do my own projects funded by the investors and my capital. I put 25% of my own money in a project, raise the rest from investors, give them their return, make profit, right? So that got me to 8 figures. But I think depending, what do you do right now, brother? E-com, okay. So I'm not quite, familiar. I'm a dinosaur when it comes to anything else other than real estate. That's the only thing I know. But for e-com, I'm sure there's the same ascension. You have to do the same ascension. And with new levels, there will be new devils. But one thing always is the case. You have to know how to structure good deals. Does not matter what industry we're from. We have to know how to strike good deals, right? Let's say you want to do an Umrah company. And then there's another Umrah company from another country. Now you're going to bring in crowd from Virginia. You have to know how to strike a deal with them. How it makes sense for you, how it makes sense for them. Put it together, make it bigger and grander, right? So same thing in any industry. We have to learn how to structure good deals. How to structure good deals. And it comes, guys, literally, if you got whoever is available, If not this one, February 17th to 19th, I think it's too short of a notice for many of us here. But try to come to one of these Righteous Rides event. Seriously, you'll meet so many brothers. You know, for example, you ask me real estate questions, I got the answers. You got me scaling questions, I got the answer. But if you have specific e-com questions, there's like 4 brothers from e-com there. And that's the beauty. If you have mindset questions, you're blocked somewhere, like the question brother was asking, these brothers are better than me in answering. So you'll get all the brothers who are capable of answering and helping. So try doing that. Actually, that brings me to the last point. Networking, brother, is the key. Networking is the key from going from 6 to 7 figures. All the investors, like currently I work with Fortune 100 CEOs, executives, founders, co-founders. All of them I got. Again, remember, I never went to like an Ivy League school, no connections, no big families. The only way I got those is networking. Being active when I'm communicating, giving them before I ask, keep giving them, they make introductions, and that's how the whole Rolodex of contacts opened up for me. So always never take networking like lightly. Yes, brother.
Yeah. So right now I'm 17. Like, next month, inshallah, I'm turning 18. So when I do that, like I want to get like wholesale real estate.
Mashallah.
Would you recommend like doing that? Like
absolutely, man. Absolutely. There you go. Now we're talking the same thing, man. Yeah, absolutely, man. Wholesaling is like, alhamdulillah, I'm thankful to that model. Because for me, what happened was, and sometimes you have to figure that out as a leader. So from becoming an agent to when I became a broker, you know, it sounds great. Oh, I'm going to make cuts from them and I'm going to also do the sales. What happens then, these guys ask you, so are you competing with us or are you mentoring and training us? Because if you're doing now your own sales in the same market, what are they thinking? Like, bro, is this guy like teaching us, leading us? Or is this just like, yeah, do whatever you want. I'll make a small cut from you and I'm going to go out and show homes and do my own sales, right? So I had to make a conscious decision in 2018. And actually, I stopped showing homes since 2018 to now. I've never showed a home. So what I got into doing is wholesaling. And that's a model. It's scalable. Does not matter what state you are in. You could do it in all 50 states, except for Chicago. Chicago just like made some issues with it. But 49 states, you could do wholesaling, virtual wholesaling from anywhere. And my first wholesaling commission was $51,704. One check, you know, and the seller was in New Zealand. And found a buyer here, made the connection, got the assignment, contract, assignment fee. No, it's a different thing. Yep. So yeah, 51,704 commission. And since then, alhamdulillah, like just the wholesaling, I'm not even active. Like my team makes $1 million. Like right now, I don't do anything. I have no idea what's going on in the market in wholesaling. But it's still, the machine keeps running, mashallah. But yes, 100% get into the game, brother. If you need any help, I'll help you, inshallah. Absolutely. Do in your market first. This is how you learn, because you have to get the hard knocks, you know, like you have to knock on the door because you see it's a distressed home. And of course, like be wise. I had gun pulled up on me. Like the guy opened the door. It's Detroit, man. Like, well, what you doing, man, in my lawn, you know? So just be wise, but you have to get those hard knocks. You have to get cursed at on the phone. Like every curse, I was like, yeah, it's unlocking new levels in me. Because now, what can piss you off after that? Like, first thing in the morning, I'm with my coffee. I'm just waiting for it to be 8:30 a.m. because that's when legally Michigan State allows for you to cold call. 8:30 marks first step, like sipping coffee. And it used to be triple line. So triple dialer is just dialing phone numbers. I'm just looking at the screen. 8:35 is the first pickup because everything else is going to voicemail. And we had automated voicemails just dropping with my voice. 8:35, someone. And literally the answer is, WTF do you want? You know, that's the answer. I'm like, yeah, first win. So you just gotta get that muscle, man. Get that muscle in your local market. While you're doing that, do virtual as well. It's a very, well, the system is easy, but the persistence, the sheer persistence to pushing through all the rejections is the hardest part in wholesaling. You're gonna have minimum, and it's not even like exaggerated number, 999 rejections. And one that sticks. But that one is going to be a 50 grand check. So isn't it worth it? Like working 5 days, 4 hours, 5 times 4, 20 hours and getting 999 rejections. And the last one is a 50 grand check, 100%. So, and then you can scale it virtually.
Say like the house market went down, like the value of the house started going down. That wouldn't really like affect the wholesale that much.
No, because you have nothing. You get a 30-day due diligence. right? And this is the key, guys. When you're going to the market, you have to, does not matter what market you're in, you have to make money in buying, right? So as a wholesaler, you have to get a great deal. You have to strike a great deal in the beginning. And the way you empower yourself doing that, you're not going to a $1 million house that's well kept, a good family that's happy. You don't go and tell them, hey, are you going to sell your house 100K below market? No, they're going to be pissed at, like, it doesn't make sense. Why would they do that? So it has to be either a distressed seller or a distressed property. So it could be properties not distressed, right? But the seller is distressed, going through a divorce, something happened, got into a car accident, lost his job, like completely in distressful situation. He just wants to make some quick money, get rid of the house, lean in and like rent a house and start a new life. Or it could be the property is distressed. It was inherited. The guys are in Florida. It's their parents' home in Michigan. They don't care. They'll never come to Detroit from Florida. They're like, yeah, whatever, man. Just get rid of this pain. For them, it's a pain because they're getting tickets for lawns not being cut and all those. So you have to be good at finding those distressed sellers, distressed properties, and it's easy to make a deal after that. Inshallah. So it's good, man. Alhamdulillah.
I'm sure you guys
Like
as well. Is this like, can you replicate this in the UK? Or probably not.
You can actually. There is a brother. I'm in actually touch with him, briefly. Is pretty big on YouTube. Samuel Leeds. So just you know him, right? Yeah. So he's pretty big in the property market in London, and he talks about it. I don't think it's called wholesaling. I don't know what it is called, but he talks about it. I have not like really looked into his video, but I'm sure it's possible, man. You call it whatever. Basically, in essence, what you're doing is finding a distressed seller, getting under a contract, a purchase agreement, but an assignable purchase agreement that you can assign to someone else, right? So let's say the market value of this property is 100K because of their circumstances in life, and the property needs 10K work. So it's going to be 100K after you put in 10K, right? So it's 90K today, but you should get it 60 cents or 70 cents on the dollar max. So you should get it for 70K. So who you are selling it to will think, okay, I'm getting it for 70K. I'll put 10K work and I can sell it for 100K. So there has to be motivation to that buyer as well. And to this seller, what's the motivation? Well, quick sale, cash, no hassles. Realtors are not going to come and do 100 showings, then appraisals, then inspections. I got you. I'm an investor, local. I'll get you to the closing table fastest. You build that rapport, right? And then you go and find the buyer. And you make you could call it the deal sourcing finder fee, deal finder fee. Yeah, it could be called whatever, but the concept I'm sure can work anywhere.
So, like, I had a quick question. So, for context, I'm trying to do a marketing agency for local, like, auto detailers. So, my question was, how do I stand out in a saturated market when I'm still, like, in the beginning phase?
Do work for free. Do work for free, get them crazy results. That's it. Marketing fundamentally is value in the offer and trust. So you got to show what's the value. I'm going to make you more money. Number two, you can trust me to do it. Fundamentally, that's it. People only buy something from you. They only give you money. They only part with their money if you're going to give them value, and they can trust you to deliver on that promise to give them that value. As a marketing agency, the only value they care about is money in their pocket. So you need to go to those car detailing companies and say, bro, I'm going to help you make 4X, 5X, 6X. That's all they care about. Number one. Number two, and I'm good for it. You know why? Because I did it for this guy and this guy and this guy. Do it for free. Do it for free, yeah. Yeah. But at the same time, though, don't do it for free and the guy's a joker. You know? Like, let's just say, like, what are you going to do? You're going to do Google ads, Facebook ads, Facebook ads, right? So now think about it, right? Fundamentally, if you're driving traffic and you're doing everything great, but his website is trash, he's not going to convert. And his sales process is trash. Things are not going to convert.
We help him with the sales process too.
Okay, just as the website is very important, right? The funnel, the website, whatever you want to call it. I'm saying if you're driving traffic and it's not converting because he's got something broken in his system, you're not going to get results. But you actually did good, right? So now you look bad. So you want to make sure you go to people that actually have a system that's effective, and all you need to do is pour gasoline over the fire. You see where I'm coming from? Inshallah. Barakallah feek. Generally, I think all service-based businesses just do the work for free at the beginning, man. Get 4 or 5 case studies and then put it out there. Brother in the back had a question for a minute. By the way, inshallah, someone there had a question as well? No? This will be the last question. Yeah? It will be the last question then, inshallah.
Thank you, Nice. I have to answer questions. I want to go back on you, brother,
Yes.
or all of you, because it's more of a being question. for the debt thing, you said you got in a lot of debt, then chose to marry, chose to do this. You had everything went bad, but still went going on, still went going strong. So, how did you get your iman that strong? How did you get rid of all those insecurities? How did you push yourself to do it and say this is the right thing? Because now it's easy to say, yeah, I made the right choice, and letting me to say, yeah, just go for it and put it in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But what was your emotion? What was the thing at the moment you guys felt?
This is a good question, brother, and I'll take it just a little bit, and Sheikh can expand on that. But I think this is the fallacy sometimes of the social media world. I think we need to talk more about the wrong decisions. Right? So, brother, Allah, there's been 20 wrong decisions that year. The year that I got married, that was like brutal wrong decisions. So it's not always the right decision. It's not always the right decision. But the key in entrepreneurship is making a decision is better than indecision. Okay? Do your research, then put faith in Allah, put the effort, make the decision. Instead of just being paranoid, instead of shooting for perfection, complicating things. Complexity is the enemy of execution. Do your research, do your due diligence, put trust in Allah, then faddal. And so it's not going to be always a W. But imagine you're juggling 20 balls, right? One falls, you're still fine. But if you're juggling just 2 balls, one falls, that 50% of your portfolio is gone, right? So you have to keep pushing, and there will be wrong decisions along the line, and it's completely fine. For example, for me, the blue slide. So the example of blue slide, basically what the brothers are mentioning, the diary of a CEO, basically in his office, he got like a fancy blue slide, like coming from the second floor to the ground. Like, this is like, what is this? In a corporate office. But that's what made him famous, because it was unique. The news channels and outlets were coming, taking interview, like, what is this? And that's how his brand blew up, right? So for me, the blue slide was getting a Cadillac Escalade, because that time it was 2016. The perception of people was I have made it. But in my mind, bro, I'm still broke. But the perception of people was like, man, he has made it. Now, if you're driving the Toyota Corolla I was driving, because now you have agents that work for you. So for them also, man, our broker, our leader drives a broken Toyota Corolla. What kind of impression they will have? So for me, the blue slide was Cadillac Escalade. And within 6 months of getting it, while I was going upstairs to run a meeting, downstairs, the repo guys came to repo it, because I missed payments of 2 months. So these things happen too. It's not going to be always sunshine. You make wrong decisions in life.
So just to summarize, excuse me. So like you said, just choose something and eventually it will turn out good, but it...
Exactly, brother. Exactly. And brothers, you can expand on that.
Totally. Yeah, I think this one is, it's just like you said, I think people overcomplicate things way too much, Like the most successful people I've seen, like they don't take that long to decide things. It's just like bang, bang, look at all the variables and just make a decision. If it's the wrong one, so what? It's that sense of two things. Number one, I trust Allah. And number two, I trust future Fawaz to make it through anything, right? And that's the kind of mentality you need to have, that, okay, regardless of what happens, number one, I trust Allah. If I've made my dua, I'm going to be good anyway, right? And how many situations are horrible in our eyes, but turn out to be the best things in the world later, right? So it's all about having that sort of mentality as well, that fiha khair. In it, there's good, regardless of what way it goes, right? It's those losses that we take that we can't explain it now, but it's linked to some success today, right? And if I hadn't taken that L at that time, so I don't know why everyone ideally wants to always make right decisions. Success comes from wrong decisions. And I really, really believe that, all right? The more wrong decisions you make, the more success. Now, of course, don't intentionally make wrong decisions, but the more success is going to come out of it, because you learn, right? And that's the thing that nothing can teach you like experience, right? Experience that's been gone back and, reviewed, etc. So every time you go for a situation, just review it, take the key points out, what happened, etc. And again, have that sort of mental resilience that it really doesn't matter. Inshallah, any situation I'm in, I'm going to get through, right? And with that, you're never really worried. Even if you make a decision, if you go broke, and I'm sure all of us sitting here have been broke, right? It's a part of entrepreneurship. We actually did a call one day. I goes, why do you guys find it so deep to be broke, right? Like, it's not that deep. Just spend a little less money. You'll get through it, right? And then eventually you get a big check and it's like, you got this bass of some money. Like, and then the process happens again. It's part of entrepreneurship, right? It happens. Just don't overcomplicate it, all right? Be flexible, be fluid, and maintain neutrality. This is actually one of the key things I've seen as an entrepreneur, to always be neutral. On the good days, I'm thankful to Allah and I'm happy that khair has happened, but I don't become euphoric and think, yeah, you know what, I'm the man, I've made it. Because what happens naturally when you have high highs, you have low lows, all right? So once you maintain that neutrality, that even in a bad situation, it's not that deep, right? I remember I was sitting next to Muhammad, right? We had a big issue, our problem like 6 months ago. We had a big issue, right? In one of our companies. And he's like, oh, what are we going to do? Let's go horse riding. He's looking at me like, bro, what's wrong with you? Because sometimes, bro, like, why stare at the problem? The solution doesn't come. It's actually scientific, by the way, that solutions come, the solutions already are inside you. They come not when you're using your conscious mind, but generally at your subconscious state. Meaning when you're not thinking about it, then your mind has time to surface solutions. Because what happens when you think of things consciously, you think in a, like, what's the word? Like you think straight, linear, right? So you think this is the problem, I need to find the solution in this way. But a lot of the times the solution doesn't work like that. So what you actually do, take a break from dealing with the issue, go do something, and your subconscious mind is a little bit deeper. It thinks in multiple different ways and realms, right? And a lot of the times the solution is going to surface, right? Just make dua. Ultimately, is Allah ever going to leave you alone? No. Id'uni astajib lakum. Call on me and I'm going to respond. So when you have understanding of Allah is going to take care of me, inshallah, and I have the work rate as well, and I have the mental resilience that any problem, I'm going to get through it. Wallah, it's a recipe for success. No matter how long, you will succeed, inshallah. Don't put yourself in environments that cause your iman to become weak. You know? One of the things that people don't talk about enough is like how much environment affects you, right? People tell you do this, do that. I actually speaking to a brother and he goes like, yeah, I came to Umrah the first time and I didn't see a big, like I changed, but when I go back to ends, I returned back to the same person, all right? Why did that happen? Because you went back to the same environment. I'm against putting myself in environments in which I can't succeed. I like to put myself in environments where I have no choice but to thrive and succeed, you know? That's why I like putting myself around brothers like this, right? Because then I have no choice. Like the bar is set so high that, you know, sleeping in or anything, it just becomes impossible, right? So put yourself in environments in where iman becomes easy, around brothers that iman becomes easy, right? Don't focus on willpower. That's a mistake a lot of people make. It's not about willpower, right? We have a limited amount of willpower, meaning like, you know, if I put you in a room full of cookies, right? The smell of cookies, and all day you had to say no to it. Eventually at nighttime, your ability to say no is much weaker. And that's why a lot of brothers slip up at nighttime, right? Because they've been saying they had that mind control the whole day, and at nighttime it does wear off. So naturally put yourself in an environment where you don't need to use as much willpower. It's designed to help you what? Succeed and thrive.
Barakallah feek. Jazakallah khair. Also, in essence, the recipe for iman, alongside being around good brothers, is knowledge of Allah and just doing more acts of worship. The more acts of worship that you do, the more you are learning about who Allah is, and the more you're around good brothers, your iman will skyrocket, inshallah. And what you're talking about is actions of the heart, right? Things like tawakkul, reliance upon Allah, certainty in the promise of Allah, gratitude to Allah, sabr when things get hard. These are all, the heart has a physical and has a spiritual. The spiritual muscle is strengthened just how the physical muscle is strengthened. When you run, you do cardio, your heart gets strong, right? Likewise, when you're learning about who Allah is and you're in these environments, right? And you're doing acts of worship, your heart is getting stronger too. And the level of sabr I have today is not like the level of sabr I had 10 years ago, right? When Allah will give you calamities to train the muscle of sabr in your heart, right? And Allah will give you blessings to train the muscle of gratitude in your heart. And Allah will give you situations to train the muscle of tawakkul in your heart. So it's not an overnight thing, right? That my answer to you is the same way. How do you become a bodybuilder? How do you lift, double your body weight? How do you squat double your body weight? Same thing, bro. Right? So you go to the gym, work out hard, consistently over a long period of time, good diet. Likewise, around the right brothers, take knowledge, do acts of worship. Over a period of time, you'll see that the situations that you're in, right, you won't slip. Because if you do slip, the brothers are there to pick you up. The knowledge is there to pick you up. right? The ibadah, the routine of Ramadan's coming, so I'm going to be focusing, or Hajj is coming, or the next Salah is coming, right? It picks you up. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Just what's the best step for a beginner also one who's willing to get into the knowledge of Islam, but who's allowed?
As in, you want to study the deen.
Yeah, no.
You have low.
Your point.
Yeah.
Because you said you need knowledge about Islam, you need this. So what's a beginner's thing to do?
You want to learn the things that are obligatory on you, the things that you need today. For example, learn Allah, His rights, the life of the Prophet ﷺ, Salah, Zakat, Hajj, fasting, things that we need to do every day, right? What are the major sins? Stay away from them. You must have local masjid where there are lessons, there's imam, right? There, plus online. Online, you can go through 9-10 names of Allah. Online, just type it in. Go through a series about the names of Allah Azza wa Jal. Go to Salah. You can sign up to an institute like AMAU Institute, Al-Madrasa Al-Umariyya Institute. Have you heard of them before? Sheikh Abdul Rahman Hassan. Just check it out, AMAU Institute. Also, Ustad Abu Taymiyyah is launching Taymiyyah Institute in 2-3 weeks, inshallah. And it's going to be for brothers that and sisters that want to go from zero in terms of knowledge to Jannah, inshallah ta'ala. So you can check that out as well, huh?
Well, what is it called?
It's called Taymiyyah Institute. It should be coming out in 2-3 weeks.
Is he what?
Taymiyyah. You know Abu Taymiyyah? Can one of the brothers put him on? Yeah. Join his Instagram and enter his funnel.
You the growth operator, bro?
Say that again?
Are you the growth operator?
No. He's got a growth operator, but we built his funnel though. Yeah. We created the strategy. Yeah. Say that again?
We'll convince.
No, I don't do that anymore. My client work is long. Yeah, it's gonna be from like basics upwards. It's very good. Abu Taymiyyah is no, he won't have AMAU does Arabic. Brother Muhammad Andalusi does Arabic, right? Abdurrahman from Ijada Institute does Arabic. My brother's got Arabic program as well. It's called Arabic Code. Saad, Ustad Saad, yeah. May Allah bless you, my brothers. Well, I wish I could have spent more time with you guys, man. But you guys are in good company with Fawaz. MashaAllah, tabarakallah.
For football? Delicious.
No. I'm a grown man. I don't like to wear shorts and kick around a ball with a bunch of men. No, I'm joking. We've got some work to do. We're flying back in a couple of hours, inshallah. It was just a quick trip, man. Shafiq, barakallah, man. Imad, may Allah bless you, akhi, man. I'm really happy to see what you managed to produce, bro. Like, this right here is proof. Can I tell you something? Allah barik. So when he made the Umrah company, I think I saw the poster and stuff like over a year ago. Oh, wallahi, you are so far away from what you've managed to achieve with Allah's mission. It's actually phenomenal, bro. It's actually phenomenal. It's your first trip? So look how many trials, look at how many ups and downs, how many times you set a date and then it didn't go according, put posters out, got no sales. But now look, your first trip, Allah barik, you managed to come with someone like Fawaz, have good quality brothers, content's being made, inshallah. You got obviously solid team here as well, Allah barik. That's like your group leader here, man, is proof that doing the work, man, you know what I'm saying, makes it happen. Inshallah. طيب, man. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. May Allah accept you guys as Umrah, man. Amin.
Relationships and leverage those relationships in the future, inshallah. Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to hear from you, man. Your success. Yeah, this brother is going to do great stuff, man. I'm betting on him, inshallah.
Inshallah,
Yeah, making relationships. Yeah. Biz dev as in making relationships, strategic ventures, alliances, partnerships, those kind of things. Those are necessary for growth. Same as sales is necessary for growth, but that's not going to be exponential growth. You don't go to like quadrupling your income in a year period by doing just like those kind of things. Exactly, bro. But when you develop yourself as a leader, and you develop other leaders, and you come up with innovative campaigns, marketing strategy, highest leverage. Alhamdulillah. I know he does, man. I heard great stuff, bro.
He was saying that he was editor.
Yeah.
He just realized, bro, there's no leverage here.
Yes, exactly.
It's not really high value.
Yes, it's not, man. And another quadrant is very important. It's from Rich Dad, Poor Dad book. So basically, you start as an employee, then you become self-employed, then you become business owner, then you become an investor. So never forget, the ultimate goal for all of us is to invest and have money work while we're sleeping. Have money produce babies. Understand? That's the ultimate goal, bro. Exactly, man. And doesn't mean you quit doing the others. You still stay the business owner, but ultimately you have to be a business owner and an investor. Ultimately, inshallah, one day, just an investor. You don't even do nothing, you know, bro. But you start as an employee, then self-employed. You work for yourself, but you don't have a team. You're wearing the, multiple hats. You're running everything. Then you become a business owner where you have people, departments doing everything for you. Then you become an investor, inshallah.
So in regards to these steps,
embarrassing me, bro.
yeah,
Alhamdulillah.
in regards to my situation, I'm currently 16.
Yes.
I worked with Righteous Recruits
Yes.
and Fawaz.
Yes.
In order for me to come from an employee
Yes.
to self-employed to then trade to my business,
Yes.
which steps should I take so I do not skip steps?
Yeah. For your exact field, Sufyan is the bro, right, man, to consult with. Yeah, because right now he's in the business owner phase. Allahumma barik. For as of 30 days or 3 weeks only, right, bro? Literally as of 3 weeks. So he started as an employee, and kind of self-employed, managing people, managing clients, smaller clients, then became a business owner now. MashaAllah, now he has a proper operation set up. Bro, he doesn't go with everyone and travel. He's just, alhamdulillah, doing us a favor, MashaAllah. So alhamdulillah, man. He's for your specific field, bro, this is the man. This is the man to do, Yeah, absolutely. Great brother, mashallah. Great brother, mashallah. Yeah. Allah, bro, nice meeting you. Nice meeting you, man. I'm sure we're going to work soon together, man.
Pleasure.
Absolutely, brother.
See you very soon.
Inshallah. Thank you, brother. Marketing Don, guys. Another guy I'm betting on, inshallah. We're going to see him 10 years later. Yeah, I met him. I told you guys I bet on him.
I told him that, bro. He even mentioned to me.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, I don't know if it's good for me to introduce myself to these brothers.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to be established in 5 years. And that's
Yeah, no, that's true. But for us, it's too late, man. We need you now.
yeah.
Yes, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Alhamdulillah. Look at Brother Imran, man. So much energy. Slept probably only 3 hours yesterday and probably another 3 hours the night before. Mashallah, cranking it. Sufyan behind the camera. Mashallah, cranking it. Had a 1 or 2 fever. We didn't know if we could make it or not. Mashallah, he's cranking it. You might just hear his cough here and there, behind the camera. Alhamdulillah, he's here with us.
That was nice, man. We just had a session with the Righteous Retreats, man. That's Brother Imad's Umrah group. He came with Brother Fawaz. And Allah Mabarak, man. So a lot of guys that are doing good business-wise, man. Had a 19-year-old brother, mashallah, he's doing he just had a $400,000 a month. He does 280 consistently. Allah Mabarak. We have brothers in real estate, brothers doing all sorts, mashallah, tabarakallah. And it was just lovely to see, man. These are practicing. This was you know how Righteous Rights is entrepreneurs that are doing well, that are maybe a bit older, 25, 27. This is literally the junior version. Shout out to Brother Imad, man. He done our Umrah setup program. And Allah Mabarak, this is his first trip from the Umrah setup. Obviously, we don't teach that anymore, showing people how to set up Umrah companies, but Allah Mabarak, he did that. And this is his first trip, and it's phenomenal, man. It's actually phenomenal.
He looks familiar.
Yeah, he was an Umrah setup. Okay.
But he looks...
Yeah.
Was he on an Umrah trip before?
No. He's been trying online. I mean, he's done a great job.
Oh, I think I've probably seen him.
Yeah, but Allah Mabarak, man.
Yeah, good.
I'm really, really thoroughly impressed to see this. What obviously Fawaz, he's been cultivating these guys, man, online, and some of them have done his program, and they're doing good, man. They're making money, and they're fearing Allah. They've come to Umrah. Genuinely, you can see they care, man. And it was great for them to speak to someone like Sam. I'm just thinking, these opportunities we never had as kids. Wallahi, trying to come up halal money. Ugh. If we had someone that was making halal money, that was a big thing. Let alone, 8 figures. But alhamdulillah, man. Good vibes. And now I'm tired.
MashaAllah. Good crowd. So basically, Brother Fawaz was the anchor, right? The marketing.
Yeah.
And he, mashallah, put the group together. Well, we're creating a strong ecosystem.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even realize that this is direct.
The ecosystem is huge.
And the brother Imad who done the group, he done an Umrah setup program.
Yeah. Look at the ecosystem. Brothers Club, Umrah setup, and just 2 launches you did.
And then they're going to do Abu Taymiyyah's
and
program.
then Righteous Rights.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
With these 3 programs you put in together, so many people.
Well, that's all case from Allah, man.
Yeah.
But you know, it was very powerful for them to see you and speak to you.
Alhamdulillah.
That
Alhamdulillah, Sheikh.
to have kids speak to someone who's 8-figure entrepreneur, along with Muslim practicing.
Alhamdulillah.
That's like,
Alhamdulillah.
I think that's like a 0.001% chance of that ever happening. But you know, when you see that as a 19, 20, 21-year-old, that's like, oh,
Yes.
that could be the anchor that stops him from doing haram. moving forward.
Absolutely.
That could be the one thing that's like, you know, I need to change my life for when I was.
Sheikh, we're blessed that Allah put us in this situation, man, that we could talk to them.
You know, I was
Mashallah.
just thinking, you know what might be good in the future is if we did like a Righteous Rides or an Umrah or some trip. Maybe it doesn't even have to be any of the aforementioned, but a junior version.
Yeah.
Where you have minimum
Teens.
6 figures. Yeah, like minimum 6 figures.
Yeah.
So you're doing something, but junior version.
Chef, I don't think even 6 figures, like 50K USD plus.
A year?
Yeah. Or 50K GBP plus.
Yeah.
Then you'll
Yeah,
get
yeah.
him.
Then
You'll get him in the
You're
room.
right,
Because
you're
6
right.
figures, because in their mind, 6 figures is the ultimate peak. If I have made it.
Yeah.
We're thinking 6 figures, okay, you're starting, come in the
Yeah,
room.
yeah, yeah.
But they're not thinking that way, Chef.
You're right.
I have made it. That's
Yeah,
what
50,
they're thinking.
50K. You're
50K
right.
GBP.
50K GBP.
50 to 100K. Not even like the 6 figure club, Chef.
Basically, 5K a month.
5K a month.
5K.
That's the easier way to
Yeah,
market it.
5K.
If you're making 5K a month,
Come on.
come on.
Yeah, I think something could be done for this.
Because that's when they're not struggling paying bills or anything. They're just stuck. They need to be unstuck.
Yeah.
They're just stuck. They're in a plateau. They need to reach new levels, face the new devils.
Sure.
We're running on very low fuel, guys.
Big
Very
time.
low fuel.
Do you want to rest for a bit?
No.
Yeah, let's go then.
Yeah, what do you mean?
No, because you only slept 2 hours.